Okay, let's look at transferring this image onto our paper using um, the eye level and the vanishing points that we've established here. What we're going to do is start with this part of the wall, or this part of the hallway, this wall right here that the archway is set into. We're going to start with that as our back, or as our starting point for our lines of convergence. And then we can go back in and we can build the rest back, but we're going to start with that very tall, long rectangle where there's more of it above the eye level than there is below, and the vanishing point is more to the right side of it than to the left. It's not dead center, right? So let's go ahead and get our eye level in. The eye level is about centered in that vertical space. The proportions of this are a little bit thinner this way than our paper is. Our paper is a little bit wider than this, but we'll just have our lines go to the edges of our paper, and we'll maybe have a little bit more of this wall that we see over here, maybe a little bit more over here. But let's go ahead and start with our eye level. Getting that in using our triangle and lining that up with one side or the other to start us out. And that wasn't very straight. Let's see if we can fix that. And then having it continue on across the page. And I'm just going to peek in here. So there's our kind of rough eye level there. Sorry about that. So now let's get that vanishing point in. It's not centered, but it's more to the right. So I'm going to say it's about right there. And now let's get this rectangle in relationship to that. Now the smaller you make that wall that you're facing, or that your back wall, the smaller you make that, the deeper your space is going to be, right? So let's go a little bit further this way, and we're going to be taller than we are above, taller above than we are below. And we're going to go across here, getting a 90-degree corner. That's a characteristic of one-point perspective spaces, is that back wall has 90-degree corners. So now we're going to go up like this, and we've got about one. You make that a little bit wider. We're going to come up like this. We want to be able to fit that archway in there. So let me see here. It's about, yeah, twice as tall above as it is below. Oops, helps if you make contact with the paper. Okay, try that again. There we go. Okay. So there is our space, and I'm not, well, that'll get us there. Okay, so now let's go ahead and go from our vanishing point through the corners of that to get our ceiling and our floor and our walls of that hallway that's coming forward. lining up with the vanishing point in the corner of the of that rectangle, not the corners of my paper, but the corners of that rectangle. And I've made it maybe a little bit large so that we've maybe zoomed forward a little bit. Whoops. Keep that up where you can see it. And again, from the vanishing point through the corner. So now we have the ceiling and the walls and the floor. So let's go ahead and place that archway, and then we can just kind of roughly, and we can see that it comes out. There's this bit of molding here, and it comes out a little bit. So let's see, it could come this way on this side just a bit, and maybe about a centimeter or so, and on this way just a bit. And let's take some verticals up from there. Whoop. And up like that. If we take them all the way up, those will just serve as guidelines for us as we continue. So we're just focusing on structure here, right? Now, if we want to get where that archway starts, it's almost to this line that's the top of our door. So we could put this doorway in over here, and that could help us to guide us with the frame here. And but we can also see that the start of the arch is about 2/3, almost 2/3 up that side. So we could come and place that maybe about right there. And then it would be equal on the other side where it ends. So I'm just going to make another guideline here. We're going to find the center of this space going corner to corner, and so that we can get the center, where the center of our archway would be. So corner to corner here, and corner to corner here. It's going to help guide us with that, and then we'll put a vertical up the center. Boy, that eye level, I kind of slaughtered that eye level. It's not helping me out with alignment here. So then I can go through this center point here. And so our archway can be guided by that point, that center point right there, on the right and on the left. Something like that in there. We'll refine that here in a minute. And then we'll have the molding that comes, it's kind of a double layer that comes like this. I maybe got it a little bit squatty, but that's going to come around like that. I'm having a harder time on the right than on the left. Sometimes it takes more than one try to get something. some have referred to that as restating a line. You don't get it right the first time, so you restate it. You say it again. So let's go ahead then and come back over here, and let's get in this doorway. We can see that there's room enough for this painting on the wall right here. So we want to give that a little space. So if we put a vertical line going up, let's see. Well, let's just align it with this bottom edge here. We come along the wall for a bit, and we bring up a vertical. And that, with the transom and everything, that comes pretty far up the wall. And then we can get a little bit longer ruler here, going from the vanishing point through the top there. That'll give us the top of that transom. And because, again, our paper's wider, we're going to get that top corner made. But see how this line and this line are not parallel to each other? They should not be parallel to each other. They need to go to the vanishing point, so that they're going to change angles. They're going to be a little bit different. That's when you know you're doing it right. Let's go ahead and finish off the doorway. We're going to make it just a little bit, maybe just a little bit wider there, so you can see what we'll do to make that hallway going the other way. Let's send that vertical up to give us the left side of the doorway. And continuing it up to the corner. Boy, that doesn't want to... Okay, so even though we overshot there just a bit, then we can, let's go ahead and make the thickness of it here so we can get the molding in, and then get the hallway going through here. So if I take another vertical and it comes in just a little bit, that molding, that's pretty thick, that's some intense molding there, pretty nice. Let's take it over like that, and then let's go ahead and just take it all the way up. Like that, and we can come back and adjust it once we get that transom in, but I just want to get this corner going. Now we come up a little bit to get that edge of the floor and the wall in, and we just align our triangle up with our vertical and bring that horizontal across. I only want this to go 15 minutes, so that gives us this edge and this edge that take that hallway over through to the other side.